A desert planet with twin suns.
Why do I sense we've picked up another pathetic life form?
Use my knowledge. Much to learn, you still have.
Welcome back to Twin Sun Talks, folks. I'm your host, Jonah Liu. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for tuning into today's episode. This is quite a bit later than normal. I just finished up an exam and a very busy weekend. Shout out to my mom. She turns 50 today, so happy birthday, Mom. But all that to say, it's going to be a pretty free-flowing episode. It's just something that I meant to talk about a while ago, and that's something that the Lego Star Wars Summer Special that they put out did something a lot better than the Sequel Trilogy, in my opinion. And I can't wait to talk about it with y'all. So without further ado, let's dive into both I Have Spoken and I've Got a Bad Feeling about this, since I'm sure it'll bring up some negative emotions.
I have spoken.
I got a bad feeling about this.
So in the Lego Star Wars Summer Vacation, which is sort of a continuation from the Christmas special that they did last year, it's essentially following Finn and the other Sequel Trilogy protagonists during their summer vacation, and allegedly it focuses in on Finn specifically. This is sort of the last opportunity they're going to get to spend time together, and Finn really wants them all to do something together, but they sort of all keep going off and doing their own individual activities. And as Finn is sort of sulking around and feeling sorry for himself, feeling sad that his friends aren't spending time with him, he's visited by 3 Force ghosts, and those are the ghosts of Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, and Princess Leia. And they all just sort of give him little anecdotes about their lives. Obi-Wan's is about his time on Tatooine between episodes 3 and 4. Anakin's is about his time as Darth Vader, and sort of his relationship with Palpatine. And then Leia's was about a family vacation that she, Han, and Ben Solo took to Endor. And so all that to say, there's sort of this whole deal where it's like, oh, it's the journey, it's not the destination, that's blah, 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 blah. That's not really what I'm here to talk about. And this is going to be a pretty short episode because my battery is nearing the end, but I wanted to get this episode out. And the thing is, like, the Sequel Trilogy really did nothing to connect itself to the greater Star Wars story. They sort of used legacy characters like Luke and Han and Leia as sort of a crutch to, I feel like, pull in an audience, but they didn't really utilize them in any really meaningful way within their narrative story. And they didn't even touch the prequels in any way, which is a crime. And that's mainly attributed to the fact that J.J. Abrams really hates the prequels. And I feel like that should be something that is taken into consideration when deciding who is going to be making these movies. But, you know, I'm not the one that's in control here. But that being said, this stupid Lego Summer Special did more to connect itself to the prequels by showing the Force Ghost of Anakin Skywalker and showing Obi-Wan Kenobi and what he was doing in between episodes 3 and 4. It did more to connect this story to the prequels than the entire Sequel Trilogy did. I mean, Colin Trevorrow's episode 9 was supposed to have a giant battle on Coruscant, but they didn't want to include Coruscant because A, it was too reminiscent of the prequels, and B, they didn't want to, like, sort of mess with Coruscant lore, quote unquote. I don't know. It's all so confusing. But it's also super frustrating because, I don't know, I feel like that's something that was really sorely missing from the sequels, was this connectivity with the greater Star Wars lore and mythos. It was kind of like that line, let the past die, kill it if you have to. I mean, that's really what it felt like it was trying to do. It was trying to really distance itself and sort of just tell its own story when really you're finishing off the Skywalker saga and you're not even going to acknowledge Anakin or Padme, barely going to acknowledge Luke in any sort of respectful or meaningful way to the legacy of that character. And so I don't know. It's just like, as I was watching it with my brother Jeb, I said to him, like, we've gotten more references to the prequels in this than in the 3-episode canon story that we got from Disney. It's like, what the heck is that? I don't want this episode to go on for too long because that's really all I have to say about it. But what the heck, guys? Like, really? I don't know. It's one of a lot of issues that I have with the sequel trilogy. But also, why are they just now addressing Finn's force sensitivity in these non-canon, stupid Lego adventures? Like, it's like, they're fun. I keep saying stupid. I enjoy them. They're fun for what they are. But, like, really? It feels like they're putting more effort into trying to make these stories at least a little bit compelling than they did with the stinking 3-movie series that they put out. And it's just, it drives me insane. Anyways, short episode. That's all that I have. But this wouldn't be a proper episode if I didn't leave you with just a little bit more. So what I have for y'all today is that the diameter of the first Death Star was about 99 miles, whereas the diameter of the second Death Star was about 124 miles. So they upscaled it quite a bit in that second design, which I think is pretty cool. But that being said, if you want to watch LEGO Star Wars Summer Vacation, it's available to stream on Disney+. This is not an ad. That's just me bringing attention to it. And you can experience it for yourself. It is obviously made for kids. It is not canon, not meant to be taken seriously, but it is a fun watch. That being said, Andor is streaming now, which is really exciting. So if you haven't watched episodes 1 through 3, I would highly recommend it. Episode 4 is going to be streaming on Wednesday. Make sure you tune in for my full review and breakdown of that. Other than that, that's about all that I have. This is a shorter episode because, like I said, it's been a heck of a weekend. I'm exhausted, but I really wanted to get this out. So, that being said, you've taken your first steps into a larger world. May the Force be with you, and I will see y'all in the next episode. Bye, friends.